Pride Month without an Alice Oseman appreciation video? No. So that's why I'm sticking to my word, which is a first on this channel. But I'm sticking to my word and I'm finally making the Alice Oseman universe video where I will be talking about all of her books because I finally read it, and I think I'm one of the few people in the world. I'm pretty sure I'm not. A lot of people have read all of their work since Heartstopper came out, the show, not the books. Since Heartstopper, the show came out, and a lot of people have like gone back to Alice Oseman's backlog and started reading their work, which I'm very happy about because like these are some of my favorite books, and I'll be more than happy if anyone is reading them and is willing to talk to me about them. So I'm really happy about that. But yeah, I completed all of them. I completed all of them actually last November, December. Yeah. And I've just been waiting to talk about them, but I didn't get to it. I don't know. Since this January, my life has just been a mess. And this past month was also a mess because I am starting university in less than 3 weeks. Which is fucking scary, and I'm really stressed and nervous and anxious, but I'm also excited. So like it's been a mess. I've been ordering stuff that I need to take with me. I've been ordering so many clothes. I mean, I pretty much emptied my entire closet like last month because I was barely wearing any of those. Half of those were very tight for me because I started going to the gym and my shoulders like expanded very quickly. Okay, it's very weird, but yeah, so a lot of them are tight for me, so I had to like get rid of a lot of them, and then I bought a lot of clothes, and I've been buying things that I need for my like hostel because I'll be living on campus in a hostel, and I am scared. I mean, honestly, I won't miss home or anything. I mean, maybe, we don't really know, but I'm very scared to live alone because I've never done that. Obviously, I'm only 17, and yeah, I'm just nervous about all of that. I also have been going out almost like at least twice in a week to like meet up with friends because all of us are moving out of here and we don't know when we'll meet next time, if our like vacations will coincide, if we'll be coming home or not. So like I've been trying to meet up with as many friends as I can, some friends multiple times. So yeah, and it's been so nice but also really sad. Like yesterday I went to a movie with my friend, and even though we'll be meeting like for my birthday for a lunch or something, but like that was like probably the last time we would go shopping together, go to a movie together, and who knows when we'll go again. And it was just really bittersweet because like we've known each other for 2 years, more than 2 years, and I'm going to miss them so much, all of them. I kind of stopped talking to a friend, which was hard because I mean both of us like had differences and we'd been really close in the last 2 years, and then something happened, we stopped talking, and I miss them, but also at the same time I don't. And this month has been the weirdest fucking shit ever. I'm making new friends. I've stopped talking to a few friends because we were like those school friends who you don't really talk to once you leave school. And then there are a couple friends who I thought we would stay friends forever, who just like are double-sided, and they just switched and have become very rude and mean, and I don't want to associate with that. So like it's just been weird. There are so many changes happening, and I'm very I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to go with it, and the flow is like fucking flooding and I'm like dying, but like we'll get there. Also, I did something different with my hair today. I don't know why. So basically yesterday my hair was like it was a mess. It looked like a bird's nest. So obviously I couldn't keep it open because I don't want anyone to be subjected to look at that. So I asked my mom to braid it, but yeah, these are like my little devil horns that just keep coming out. Anyway, yeah, so a lot's been going on. So that's basically why I completely forgot that I was supposed to make this video. And then I was watching something, and one of my friends, like, she watched my video recently and she was like, you released that video like 3 weeks ago. Where is the video that you promised? And I'm like, I promised a video? She was like, yeah, about Alice Oseman. And I was like, oh. So yeah, I completely forgot about that. Okay, so let's just get into why I started this video. So the Osemanverse, if you don't know, the Osemanverse is Alice Oseman's It's the universe where all of Alice Oseman's books and all of Alice Oseman's characters exist, and you probably know about Heartstopper, even if you don't know about their other works. Heartstopper is like a worldwide phenomenon. Like last year, it was everywhere, as it should be. It's a graphic novel series written by Alice Oseman, about like queer, like it's just very queer, and it got turned into a Netflix series which was extremely popular, and we are getting season 2 in 1.5 months, August 3rd, which is I'm so excited. Anyway, so that's the Heartstopper series. And then we have the standalones, which are somehow like they are connected, but also they are standalones. Yeah, so I will explain what I mean by that. But yeah, so we have I was born for this, Loveless, Radio Silence, Solitaire, This Winter, and Nick and Charlie. So This Winter and Nick and Charlie are novellas, like very short with like drawings in them and stuff, and it's I love them. But yeah, so those are the standalone books, and this is the Heartstopper series. Yeah, also volume 5 is coming out in November, and honestly, like I know what's going on because like they release the chapters on Webtoon, and other places, I'm not sure, but yeah, I read it through Webtoon, and it is so cute so far, and I'm so excited for volume 5. And yeah, I don't know why I said that. Also, I want to preface this whatever I'm going to talk about by saying Alice Oseman is literally a god, okay? If they ask for my heart or soul or whatever, I will happily give it to them. Like I will cut my heart out and like serve it to them on a silver platter. I'll probably die, so I can't serve it to them. But yeah, I will do whatever she asks of me, okay? Just let me meet them once in my life. I will die happy. Yeah. I want to be them when I grow up. Also, we both like wrote a novel at like 16, 17. So, I'll probably grow up being them. Though I'm studying psychology, so I don't know how that fits into it. I'm not going to drum, so it's fine. I will grow up to be them. Okay, so I will talk about these books. I will go in the order. So basically, I will tell you what order I read them in, which was a mistake, but like, it's okay. So I'll tell you actually not, I don't know, but yeah, I'll tell you the order I read them in, and I'll give a small review as I go through them. And at the end, I will suggest the order I think you should read the books in, because I have a PhD in these books right now, so you should trust me and listen to me. But also, I will be telling you what happens, like how they are connected to the other books, so you can make the decision on your own, I guess, but like, you should listen to me. And the suggested order is not according to published date, because do not go according to the published date, your mind will be fucked. I will give you an order, listen to that order. But yeah, so that's basically the plan for this video. Let's see how that goes. So all of Alice Oseman's books are mainly it's YA contemporary, and mainly focus on like specific topics like identity, personal identity, how you are fitting into this world, what you think is like what the characters think is important to their journey. We get a lot of exploration into queer identities. All of these books are queer coded, not coded, like they are queer. Why did I say queer coded? Anyway, they are very much queer. You have multiple queer characters, and also her books, even though I kind of didn't like, I mean, it's fine, but like I wish Heartstopper had like the main couple was more diverse, because both of them are white boys. But still, the books have diversity. They have a lot of representation. I think these are like some of the few books I've read that have like a lot of like different queer identities. Like we have transgenders, we have non-binaries, we have pansexual, so, and we have aromantic and asexual, which is very rare. Like I very rarely see them in books, so I'm really happy about that. And it's just a lot of identities, we get to read about them, and hopefully in the future we will get more books, because I am really looking forward to her standalones more than their Heartstopper books. I mean, I love them, I want more of that, but we know how that story is going to end. Like they are going to end up together, because we have Nick and Charlie, which is like I know it's confusing, but I'll explain. So I'm more looking forward to more stories from them, different stories, more identities that are explored from the main character's perspective. And yeah, I'm just really excited for her future works. But yeah, so the books are mainly about identity and love for yourself, love for others, and how you fit into this world, understanding yourself. And I feel like these books capture the essence of being a teenager and having to like explore your identity and what it means to be queer in like our generation, where there is so much like you see so much love towards us, like acceptance and love, and you see so much representation, not a lot, but like you do see a pretty good representation in media right now compared to where we were like say 5-6 years ago. But at the same time, you also see so much hate because that hate has just been magnified and like given a voice through social media, and you see all of that, but also there is love. So like that, how do you exist in a generation where there are so many people saying so many different things about who we are? So I think her books like explore those themes very well. And I personally love the way Alice writes. Like suppose like I have seen like, because all these books are like a decade apart, more than a decade apart. She wrote Solitaire in like 2012 when she was 16, and since then like the latest book, which was the latest book, Heart Yearbook, I mean yeah, but like that isn't writing, but like Loveless is I think the most recent standalone. I'm not sure, but like you see so much of a difference in the way that she is writing, in the way their storytelling has evolved, and it's beautiful. Like even now they are making edits to the Solitaire, because that book is all over the place, but it's amazing. So they're making edits to that, and I'm really excited to see the new version. So yeah, like you see them grow as a writer, and it's really well, like it's amazing the way their writing has changed. I still really love their writing in Solitaire, but compared to their writing in Loveless, obviously Loveless is better, because they are just Loveless and Radio Silence, they're like two of my favorite books. But like yeah, so the writing, like their writing journey is like beautiful, and I love it. Anyway, moving on. If you ask me to talk about Alice Oseman for 3 hours, I will, because I love them. Okay, I will. Yeah, so the order that I read the books in is, I first read I Was Born for This, because I have no idea why. Okay, I bought the books Heartstopper first because I wanted to read them before the show came out last year. But then I was like I was on edge, like graphic novels. Like I've never read comics or graphic novels except for like in school, like early first, second grade. And I was like, will I like them? So I was like not wanting to start them. So I put them off for really long. But I wanted to read books by Alice. So I was like, I bought the whole, like all these 4 books, and then I bought This Winter and Nick and Charlie later on. But the 4 books I bought, and I was like, let's just start. And at that time I found the I Was Born for This the really interesting. So I started with that. And then I read Loveless, which is mwah. Then we had Heartstopper. I kind of started Radio Silence and couldn't get through it at that time. I got like 10 pages in, and I was like, not right now. So then I read Heartstopper, and then I went back to Radio Silence. So all these books I read in the span of one and a half month or more than that. I think I started in February, and I read these at like ending of March. But yeah, so I did that. And then I read Radio Silence in June, May ending June, and then I took a break from them, and then I read Solitaire in November. Yeah, I read Solitaire in November, and then I think I read This Winter and Nick and Charlie as soon as I was done with Solitaire. Starting Solitaire took a lot out of me, because reading the blurb, it seems like a very disturbing book. And at that time, it's not a very disturbing book, but there are themes. I will tell you the trigger warnings later on, but there are themes that can like make you really upset and make like your mind a little this. So definitely go through trigger warnings before reading Solitaire. All the other books are pretty okay, except for like I Was Born for This also gets a little bit dark. Actually, all of them except for Loveless do. So yeah, kind of. So like definitely go through content and trigger warnings. But yeah, so at that time I was like not in the mood to like get myself into a book, into a character's mind who themselves is like extremely depressed. So I didn't want that, so I put it off for a long time, and then I picked it up in November and completed it. I like the book, but yeah. So that's the order I read it in. So I will start with I Was Born for This. Should I hold the book in my hand? Do you want that? Okay, let's just hold it. So I Was Born for This is about two people. One of them is Angel Rahimi. She is like this fangirl, obsessed fangirl of this band called The Ark, okay? And The Ark consists of three members. I am forgetting the two people's names, but the other main character is Jimmy, who is the front man of The Ark. And yeah, also Jimmy is like half Indian and half, I don't know, but he's half Indian. I remember that because I'm Indian and I love that representation. So yeah, so she is fangirl obsessed online, like, you know, those online fangirls on like forums and stuff who like keep talking about them. She's like that. And then Jimmy is in the band, and the band is pretty much falling apart. Like, they're having a lot of differences and between the group and all that. I don't actually remember. Should I read the blog? I'll just read the blog for you. For Angel, life is about one thing: the Ark, a pop rock trio of teenage boys taking the world by storm. Being part of the Ark's fandom has given her everything she loves: her friend Juliet, her dreams, her place in the world. I don't know why I said Juliet like that. Juliet? Whatever. Jimmy owes everything to the Ark. He's their front man, and playing in a band with his mates is all he ever dreamed of doing. But dreams don't always turn out the way you think. And when Jimmy and Angel are unexpectedly thrust together, they find out how strange and surprising facing up to reality can be. So, yeah, that's this. It's definitely a very different book, because when you read that, you expect Jimmy and Angel to end up together. I expected it to end up together, but I was so wrong, because never expect romance in her books, at least like not the romantic love. I think the only like conventional romantic book Alice has written is Heartstopper. Literally none of these books are like romantic in like the sense you expect it to be. So yeah, I expected them to end up together. That does not happen, and it should not happen, because they don't. No. So yeah, that is, why do you keep saying so? Yeah, but yeah, you know, somebody should count how many times I say so yeah or yeah like that, and then tell me because I'm pretty sure it will cross 100. But yeah, oh my god. So the story is not romantic, as I said. It's mainly about both of them finding the meaning of what they're doing. Like, Angel spends so much time obsessing over this boy band, and then she sees how toxic that obsession can become. And then she meets Juliet, and then she realizes that sometimes like online friendships, which was a very close, like cool topic for me to read, because when I was reading this at the beginning of 2022, since the beginning of COVID, I had made a lot of online friends who I absolutely adore and I love them so very much. But also you need to realize that you can love them, and I do, and I still do, but you should also accept that you don't know them that well. Like, you might know their deepest darkest this, but like you still don't know their everyday behavior, you know. So like things like that, like you can't completely know a person online. You will still, once you meet, there will be differences. And I think this book explored that very well, at the same time telling you how important online friendships can be, because like two of my online friends are like my everything. I tell them everything. They are there for me when I need them, because if I ever have like a fight or something with my friends in real life, I know that I can always go to them, talk to them, and they will calm me down. They will give me solutions. And They're just fucking amazing and I love them. And this, like, that was like a really cool thing about like online friendships, and I really loved it. But yeah, in the book, Angel meets Juliet and she realizes that there are things about Juliet that she does not know, even though she thought, and she is like Juliet as her best friend. And you see them like come over their differences, and it's really beautiful. That was one like part subplot of the book. And then you see Jimmy, who struggles with like anxiety and panic attacks during shows, during like meet and greets with the fans, and you see him like be so panicked in the public life. And he's also transgender, which is a important part of the story, but also it's not spoken about that often, because it's just a part of who he is. You don't have to speak about it like constantly. It's not related to the plot. Like, him being transgender is just who he is, and the plot of this book is very different, kind of related to that, but also not really. So we see a lot of that. I don't really remember a lot about the other two guys of the band, but I do remember this. There is this other guy, I think his name is Lister, but he struggles with alcoholism and all that. So also I found this book and this recent book I read called If This Gets Out very like similar in the way, because in this they are a boy band. In that, there are the four of the main characters are part of the boy band called Saturday. And I found a lot of similarities between the characters of the boy band, and in both the books the boy bands are kind of, why do I keep saying boy bands? I can just say bands. What is wrong with me? But yeah, the bands are kind of like having a lot of like problems, and they're on like the verge of like splitting up. And yeah, I really found that very interesting, because I personally am not, I won't consider myself a fangirl in like the sense of like musicians. I'm not a big person, like I'm not very much into music. I have my favorite artists that I listen to constantly, but like I don't like analyze music in that way. I don't like obsess over it in that way. So I won't call myself, I am not a fangirl. It's like reading this, like at first I was like, oh my god, how can somebody be so obsessed? But then I was like, isn't that me with books? So like I get it. And it was just really fun read, though the ending, it was kind of all over the place. I felt like it could have been more structured. I was very confused for like the last 30 pages. The ending was good, like the story ending was good, but like the plot, like it could have been structured a little better towards the ending. The writing was like good. Like, I love Alice, like it was really good. But yeah, so I feel like the plot could have like been structured a little better, and like, because the ending fucking confused me, okay? I was very like, I did not understand what was going on. I had to reread parts of it multiple times to like understand what is going on. So I do think that could have been better. That was only like one of the only reasons I gave it like a 4-star rating. But yeah, the ending was, it's a little all over the place. So yeah, but the book is really good, and even the ending, it's good, but like it could have been crafted better. Yeah, then I read Loveless, which is like mwah, mwah, mainly I love this book so much because it made me realize I'm demisexual. I mean, I kind of knew, like before reading this book I was like, I don't have any feelings for anyone. But then I was like, oh my god, I'm asexual. But then I realized I'm demisexual. Whatever, this made me realize I'm on the spectrum, so kudos for that. So Loveless is mainly a book about this girl Georgia, who is starting college. Oh, like me. Anyway, she's starting college in a few weeks, and she realizes she's never had like a crush on anyone, she's never kissed anyone, she's never had romantic feelings for anyone. And like they were playing this game of truth or dare, and then somebody asked, have you lost, like, what, have you lost your virginity, or who was your first kiss or something? And she feels very embarrassed. And that was a good commentary on like how like everyone expects, like by the time you're 18, by the time you're leaving for college, you should have had all of these firsts, which is irrelevant. Like the asexual and aromantic in this area, I'm not going to talk about those. Even like, even if you're straight, even if you're like fuck, what is the aloe, right? No, aloe, what is whatever, if you have sexual feelings for people, and you still don't feel like that should not be like a thing, like you should not act as if you haven't had those first, you're not like up to the mark or not mature enough or whatever. Like that's just stupid, I feel like. And in this, she feels embarrassed because like the way people talk about it, so like she forces herself like this guy. She lies to her friend that she has had a crush on this guy. Basically high school peer pressure shit, okay? And again, see, the way Alice writes this is like so true, and like captures the essence of being a teenager in this generation so very well, and that is the reason I love her. But yeah, so she starts college, and during college she realizes all these things about her, and she realizes that, you know, romantic love is not the only kind of love that exists. And you see her appreciate her friends more, you see her appreciate herself more, and it's just a really, really beautifully written book. You also get this really cute sapphic story between her best friend, who her name is Pip, and her roommate, whose name is Rooney. And this entire book is from Georgia's point of view, but because both of them are friends, you see her like seeing their relationship grow. And yeah, so it's like a really, theirs is like an enemies to lovers romance, and like it's like one of the cutest sapphic stories I've ever read. So yeah, you do have like romance in this book, but that's not the main plot of the book. All of these books mainly talk about identity and finding yourself, and this did that in a very special and heartwarming way. We also have a character called Sunil, who is non-binary and gay, homo. He's okay, so he's non-binary, he is homoromantic, and he's asexual. Yeah, so he's like, for most of the book, he's like the mentor to Georgia, like trying to help her figure out if she's asexual. And then they host these queer meetings in the college, and he invites her to it. And I fucking love Sunil, okay? First of all, Indian representation, amazing. Indian representation, the character is non-binary. Like that hits so close to my heart because I'm non-binary, and just seeing a person who looks like me, who has had some of the same experiences as I have, be non-binary, it was like the most heartwarming thing. And I loved Sunil. Their character is like so well written, I felt like, and they are such a good friend to not only Georgia but also Jason, who is like Georgia's best friend. And you see like Jason and Sunil become like really close friends by the end of the book. I have a feeling they're going to start dating, but who knows. But yeah, it's not like explicitly said that they date or anything, but like yeah, you see all these relationships grow, you see all these friendships like grow, and it's really, really beautiful. And I love this book. And if you're confused whether you're aro or ace or anything, I think you should give it a read. It will probably help you, like it obviously won't give you the answer, but it'll help you think about some other questions that like Georgia like thinks about, and like feelings that she goes through, and if you relate to them. So it'll help you basically. And also the story is really cute. It made me cry like multiple times, but it's also very funny. It's like one of the funniest books I've ever read. It's amazing. So then we have Heartstopper. Okay, so I completed all the 4 books in like 2 days, which it's not hard. It's like one book took me 1 hour. I think the third book took me the longest because I was crying for a lot of it. I cried for most of the 4th book as well. 3rd and 4th book are very, very sad, okay? So that's why I'm very nervous for the 2nd season, because I just know I'm going to like sob for most of it. And the episode titles came out, and I know that I'm going to sob for the particular episodes just by the title, which is not, that's just obsessive, but like yeah. So that, so the first book, okay, so Heartstopper is basically a novel graphic novel, a story about these two boys who like form a really cute friendship, and then that develops into a romance. So that's basically what happens in the first two books, but in a much better way than I'm saying talking about it. It's really cute, and you have these other characters who are also queer, and it's just like one big happy queer family with like one character who's like the token straight friend, but we love him. Okay, he has his issues, but we love Tao. Okay, so yeah, we have Nick and Charlie. Charlie has been out as gay for a while, not on his own wish. He was outed in like the year before Heartstopper is like when Heartstopper is a year before that, I don't know, but yeah, he was outed and he was bullied for a lot of that school year, and because of that he's kind of depressed, he has anxiety, and later on we find out he has other disorders as well. And then we have Nick, who is a year older than Charlie, in a grade above Charlie, and he's like this rugby player who is like a golden retriever character who literally everyone assumes is straight, because everyone assumes everyone is straight until they come out, because that's stupid. Anyway, so yeah, even Charlie's like he's straight, whatever. And by the end of the first book, by the middle of the first book or whatever, you see Charlie develop a crush on Nick, and then he's just really nervous because he wants to tell him, but at the same time he's scared that he'll be rejected because Nick looks like the straightest guy on the planet. So yeah, and then you have a lot of cute moments, whatever. By the end of second book, they are together, full on making out, kissing, whatever. It's a very cute book. Okay, and then third and fourth books are about disorders. Again, if you're starting Heartstopper, till the second book, I don't think you will need any trigger warnings, but for third and fourth book, there is a massive trigger warning for eating disorders. There is a lot of talk about eating disorders. There is a lot of talk about depression and mental health, basically. So definitely check out the trigger warnings. They are on Goodreads, I think. Alice has put a list. I know they've put a list for Solitaire. I'm not sure about Heartstopper, but yeah, eating disorders, depression, anxiety, anything else, I don't think so, but yeah, those are like the main things. It is very, the fourth book especially is very sad, because you see like Nick is like trying to cope with their eating disorder, and then Charlie is trying to cope with their eating disorder, and then you see Nick and he does not know how to support Charlie, because when a loved one is like going through such a hard thing, going through such trauma, you don't like, you want to help them, but at the same time you don't want to overstep, because that could really throw the other person off. So you're on this like, what do I do? Like, you want to help, but at the same time you don't know how to help. So you see that dilemma in Nick, and I think that also hit like really close to home for me. So it's very well written. I mean, obviously so many people love it for a reason, and it's just really wholesome, but also like makes you think about these like issues that are very important to know about, to be informed about, and to make sure that like people around you are not going through that, and if they are, that they get the right help. And it's just like really cute and wholesome. And in third book, they are on a trip to Paris, like a group trip, and that is like the cutest shit ever. It's so wholesome. And yeah, that's Heartstopper. And once you complete reading the first two books, I would highly suggest you start the show. It's one of the best things I've ever watched. It's so well crafted. The direction is fucking phenomenal. Like, more than the writing. I mean, writing is amazing because Alice wrote it, but the direction, oh my god, like some of the scenes are like just so beautiful, and it's just really wholesome. So yeah, that's Heartstopper. After that, I read Radio Silence, which is one of my favorite books ever. Probably the most favorite, I don't know, but like Radio Silence is beautiful. Again, I want to read you the blurb of Radio Silence, and you will think that it's a romance story. It is not. So, what if everything you set yourself up to be was wrong? Francis is a study machine with one goal: Nothing will stand in her way, not friends, not a guilty secret, not even the person she is on the inside. Then she meets Aled, and for the first time she's unafraid to be herself. So when the fragile trust between them is broken, Frances is caught between who she was and who she longs to be. Now she knows that she has to confront her past, to confess why Caris disappeared. Frances is going to need every bit of courage she has. I'll also read this. Engaging with themes of identity, diversity, and the freedom to choose, Radio Silence is a tour de force by the most exciting writer of her generation. She is. Alice Oseman is fucking awesome. Anyway, so Radio Silence is about two characters, Frances and Aled, who are both amazing. In the start, they kind of know each other because Frances was best friends with Aled's older sister, Caris, who disappeared a few years ago, 2 years ago, I think. And so she kind of knows Aled, but at the same time, she does not know him. And then we have her kind of rival in her school, like academic rival called Daniel. And Daniel is best friends with Aled. So that's how she like starts to know more about Aled. And then you see their friendship, which is the best platonic friendship that's ever been written. I've not read enough books to make that declaration, but I'm still going to make it because that was fucking beautiful. Okay, it's like amazing. So yeah, Aled and Frances do not end up together. It's not that kind of a story. Don't read if you think you will get a romance out of this. You do get a romance, but I'm not going to spoil that for you. Anyway, so Radio Silence, it's mainly about the importance of friendship, of having people who are there for you no matter what, who you can be completely yourself with, who like you don't mind like being your weirdest self with, your most authentic self with, and how important that is for a person to just be who they are without like the other person like being afraid of the other person judging them. And we also have like this whole plot is about how they give each other hope. Like Aled and Frances are like each other's stone, and they are the reasons that they grow as a person and like think more about what they actually want out of their life, because the other person wants the best for them. And then but like suppose for Frances, she is so hell-bent on like studying and choosing the most practical major, even though her like entire passion is like art and drawing and like doing these beautiful pieces for like podcasts and stuff like that. So like she is a creative artist soul at heart, but she is very like, I need to study, I need to get these many marks, I need to be like the best like at studying. And then you see Aled be like, but you're not happy doing that, like that's literally causing you so much stress. And because he wants the best for her, so then she realizes that, you know, maybe this is not healthy for me, and maybe I should like do something that I actually enjoy instead of just doing what is the most practical or whatever. So you see that like both of them encouraging the other person to be themselves, to do what they love, and it is beautiful. We also have like this whole concept, as I said, like Frances being obsessed with like studying and getting marks. You see that academic pressure that is so like still present in like our academic systems. And you, as I said, like the teenage angst and the teenage pressure like that you go through while schooling, it was captured so well, and you actually felt that pressure. Like when I was reading this was towards my like before my 12th grade began, right? At that time I was like, this is going to be me by the end of 12th grade, and I was right. It was fucking miserable. But yeah, so you see that academic pressure and how bad it is for you, and how it can literally derail your life. So yeah, I love this book. I was like, I cried so many times. I like reached the halfway point very slowly because I won't say it's boring, but it will definitely like it's kind of slow. But the second half had me so engrossed. I was so terrified for everything that was going on, but also I was in love with like Aled and Frances and like their friendship. So yeah, this is a beautiful book. You should definitely read it. We also have a lot of like not a lot, but like pretty big amounts of like discussions regarding sexuality and how whether you are gay or bisexual or anything, it does not like have to be this huge thing that you need to declare to the world. You can just be and be happy in that, and happiness is what matters. So until you're like happy with who you are, you should not have to like make this huge deal out of like declaring it or whatever. And I really like that conversation, even though maybe I not completely agree with it. It still made me think a lot. So yeah, Radio Silence, one of my favorite books. Please read it. Yeah. Then we have Solitaire. This book. First, huge trigger warning: depression, self-harm, eating disorders. What else? What else? Anxiety also to an extent. But like the biggest is depression and self-harm as trigger warnings. Okay, so this book, I will again read this. I don't ever remember not being serious. As far as I am concerned, I came out of the womb spouting cynicism and wishing for rain. My name is Tori Spring. I like to sleep and I like to blog. Last year I had friends. Things were very different, I guess, but that's all over now. Now there's Solitaire and Michael Holden. Michael? Yeah, Michael Holden. I don't know what Solitaire are trying to do. I don't care about Michael Holden. I really don't. Sure. Yeah, sure, Tori, you don't care about him at all. Like, definitely not. So, Solitaire, it starts off on a very dark note. The first few chapters are like very hard to get through, but once you like catch up on the pace and like try. Okay, so I will preface this by saying you either love this book or you hate it. There is no in between, okay? You either understand what is going on and you love it, or you don't understand and you will hate it, okay? Recently I was doing like this tag thingy where there was like a book you either love or hate, and I told this like with full confidence because this is literally that. Like, if you're reading this, it depends on what kind of person you are. This book is definitely not for happy people, like people who are happy 24/7, who are like doing the best in their life. This is definitely not for you. I don't think you will like it. This is mainly for sad girlies like me and Tori. So yeah, mainly depression. As I said, we have two characters, Tori and Michael. It's mainly about Tori. So Tori is Charlie's older sister. So that is where these, oh shit, my lipstick. Anyway, that is where like the universe like connects mainly. So Tori is Charlie's older sister, and you see a lot of them in this book. You see a lot of Charlie and Nick in this book. But yeah, so it's mainly about Tori and how she pretty much hates everyone and everything at the beginning of the book. At the end, she still does not like a lot of people, but she has come to accept that, and she has come to like be a more gentler person. I don't know, but like she is happier compared to the starting, so that's good. I don't know what else to say about this. It is a very complex story. It is a little confusing at times, but I think you will really like it if you like their other works. Actually, no, I can't even say that because it's very different from their other works. I don't know how to say this. I don't know if you will like it. Actually, I liked it. I really enjoyed it. Not enjoyed it, it's very sad. I don't know what I'm saying at this point, but it is a good book with very interesting, informative themes, with a very well crafted storyline that I really liked. And I love Tori, I love Michael. Michael is literally like Nick 2.0. Like, both the siblings who are like black cats got like these golden retriever people in their life, and it's really nice to see that because they needed that. So basically Tori and Michael like develop this friendship sort of a thing, but also like in the middle, Michael wants Tori to be a person that she is not. Like, he wants her to be happy, but like Tori is so set against not being happy that there are issues in their friendship, and you see that. And yeah, that's basically the book. There is also like this group called Solitaire who are basically pranking the school and all. At first it started off as harmless pranks, like, you know, playing the Star Wars themes on the speakers and stuff like that. As it grew, it became like things became more serious, and yeah, so there is a little bit happening, like too many things happening, and like Tori's trying to find out who Solitaire is, and so yeah, it's a mess, but it's my mess and I love it. I do think the plot could have been more structured, I'll definitely say that. Hopefully in the edited version it will be. As I said, I'm really looking forward to the edited version because I feel like Alice's writing has improved so much that her writing now could do this book more justice, do the story more justice. So I'm really looking forward to the edited version, which I think came out, right? The US version is the edited version, is it not? I don't know. I should really like search that up. Also, this says this is not a love story, and it isn't. None of her books are. Then we have This Winter, which actually comes before Solitaire. I didn't know that, so I read This Winter after Solitaire because I'm a dumbass. But yeah, most people might have read This Winter after Solitaire because like Solitaire was the first book and then she wrote This Winter. Anyway, This Winter is basically like a small novella set during the winter, during the Christmas break, and you see mainly so this is written, like, as I said, it's set before Solitaire, so this is like events that happen before Solitaire, and like where this ends is where Solitaire picks up from. So it's a right before Solitaire, like this is in the winter and Solitaire starts in the new academic year. So yeah, mainly this book talks about their sibling dynamics. So it's narrated from Tori's perspective, Charlie's perspective, and Oliver's perspective. Oliver's perspective, I mean, Alice made that decision to add it. It's so fucking cute. So Oliver is Tori and Charlie's younger brother. He's like 8 or something, or he's younger in this, I'm not sure. So cute. And like it's just like he wants to play Mario Kart, but like nobody's free. That's like the basis of Oliver's narration. It's so cute. But yeah, I really enjoyed the sibling dynamics that were portrayed in this book between Tori and Charlie. So, and like Tori being the older sibling, she's not understanding how to support Charlie, who's like going through so much, especially during Christmas and like holidays. So Charlie has an eating disorder, right? So it gets so hard during the holidays because like food is like the basis of any holiday. Like these are particular foods that are related to holidays, and there are so many people at your home, and all of this is like the basis, the main plot point of the holidays is food. Okay, so it just gets so much harder for like people who are suffering with like eating disorders because it takes a lot, okay, a lot out of a person to heal from an eating disorder, and it's trying so hard, but it becomes so hard during the holidays, and we get to see that. We also get to see a little bit of Nick and Charlie, because obviously we do. That is cute as always, but also like really sad. A couple of scenes in this book, I don't know, think you need like, again, just eating disorder, but like trigger warnings, maybe check them out. I don't know, it's a very small book. Most of it is cute, some of it is sad. So yeah, This Winter. This is a mess. What? Yeah, anyway, then we have Nick and Charlie. So technically if you go like according to how this is progressing, like the age of the characters and everything, this is the last, this will come last, and this is also the last book in like Heartstopper, if you consider it a book in the Heartstopper series, I guess, because this will be set after the 6th volume when it comes out. So yeah, there is a lot of gap between the 4th volume and this book, so I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure the 5th and 6th volume will be like the before this book and after 4th volume, I don't know, but yeah. So this is basically that Nick is moving away for college. university, and Charlie still has another year of university left. So it's basically like them like trying to understand if they would survive long distance. And at first Nick is like, I will stay close to home so that I can be with him, but then he's also like, he has courses he wants like in other universities that are farther away, that are better than the courses offered by the university closer to home. And you see a whole discussion about like their relationship and whether they should just break up, which was very sad, like don't do that. But yeah, you see that, but it's also really really cute. I would definitely ask you to read it. It's very short. I think I completed this in like an hour or two. So yeah, that's Nick and Charlie. So that's basically, oh, we also have the Heartstopper Yearbook, which is not exactly related to these books. It's like a journey of how Heartstopper characters came to life. It's like these snippets of like their character traits. It's like small comics of them. It's really just like a cute book that you can read once you're done with the Heartstopper series. And yeah, it's really really cute. It's very wholesome. We also get to see Alice's commentary on everything and how the style of their drawing changed over the years, what they expect to be the ending of Nick and Charlie and stuff like that. So it's just a really wholesome, cute yearbook. It's not a novel, so I don't know what to call it. It's just like a picture book, okay? So those are the books. Okay, so the order that I would recommend that you read it in is first start with Heartstopper, read all the 4 volumes, and if by the time you're starting the 5th volume is out, then read the 5th volume, because Heartstopper is like the first thing. And then read This Winter, because as I said, that novel I said between Heartstopper and Solitaire. So read This Winter. Then read Solitaire, which is, as I said, kind of disturbing. Go through the trigger warnings before you start. After Solitaire, read Nick and Charlie. Actually, you can read Nick and Charlie at the end or something, like after all the books too, because Nick and Charlie set once all of the Heartstopper books get over. It's like the finale to Nick and Charlie. So, wow, like read it at the end or whatever, whenever you want to, but like after Solitaire. Then read Radio Silence. So Radio Silence is the only other book like out of the 4 which is connected to Solitaire and Heartstopper, because something happens at the end of Solitaire that is very important to why some of the things that happen in Radio Silence happen. So it's basically like Solitaire gets over, and the ending of Solitaire something happens that is directly connected to something that happens in Radio Silence. So yeah, read Radio Silence after you read Solitaire. Then I Was Born for This and Loveless are pretty much standalones. They're not connected to any of the other characters. I don't think any of the other characters are mentioned either. And I mean, Loveless is set in a university, so like it's not related at all. I Was Born for This, I think 1 or 2 characters might have been like mentioned or something. I don't actually remember. I don't think so. So those 2 you can read whenever you want, honestly. I would suggest read I Was Born for This first and then Loveless, just because of the writing style. I feel like that is how you should progress, but also it does not really matter, so it's up to you. So yeah, that's the end of this like osemanverse. I finally made this video. I've been putting it off for almost 5 months, so I'm really proud of myself. I'm really happy. Hopefully you will get a mid-year freak out, because I've been planning to make that video since last year, because I just like love watching YouTubers make those videos. It's really fun and cute, and I actually have read a good amount of books, 20 books, which isn't a lot, but like for me with exams and all, that's a really good amount of books. So I really want to do a mid-year freak out, which probably will happen. I will make it happen. So yeah, and what else is there? I wanted to talk about something. Oh yes, I found this new YouTuber. I mean, she is not a new YouTuber, I just found her recently. I'm in love with her. Like the way she talks, the way she explains things, and she's really beautiful as well. So like, I love her. So it's Nicole Raffi. She's amazing. I love her video essays. I just wanted to talk about this because for the last week I've just been obsessed with her videos. I have watched, I think, at least 15 of them, and I'm obsessed with her. She is amazing. And I'm forcing one of my friends who is like also a lot into YouTube to watch her, because I feel like she would like her, and I just love her. I just wanted to say that for like the record. I don't know, but yeah. So that's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found a good reading order to read them in, and if you have read all of Alice's books or most of them, please do comment and we can talk about them, because I need to talk to someone about all of her standalones, because I don't find a lot of people have read them. Recently I found a friend who also loves Radio Silence and Loveless as much as I do, and we are best friends now. So yeah, I will talk to you about her books for hours on end. I love them. So yeah, if you have read them, comment down below and we can have like a small little chat in the comments. But yeah, that's the end of today's video. Hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next one. If you want to get like daily updates of what I'm reading and like reviews and stuff and aesthetic posts, follow me on my Instagram, that is linked down below, at trishthebookish. It's the same as my YouTube, just you can go and search. Anyway, yeah, follow all my social media links are down below. You can follow me on Goodreads and Storygraph. So that's it for today's video. Have a rebellious, amazing, fun June, Pride month. Happy Pride. I forgot to say happy Pride. Happy fucking Pride. But yeah, it's coming to an end, which is kind of sad because I love like seeing rainbows all over Instagram. Some of them are actually out of love and support, some of them are just because they want money. That's the end of today's video. I think I've said that 4 times by now, but bye. See you in the next one, which will probably be a mid-year freak out, so look out for that, and bye.